remembers.
In the Scouts, a footbridge at night during a wide game. Too many boys on the bridge. I'm disoriented, lacking in confidence. I'm not sure if I relaxed just before or as I pushed off the bridge. But I arrive more in mild surprise than pain, although the shock of the cold water too. People have noticed my body exists in the world again, and so have I. I'm not sure how present I was in it.
On my tiptoes, bent over the table, I draft imaginary materials, plateaus, on a large sheet of paper through concrete sepia level curves. Thin, closed outlines gradually fill every pore of paper, edge to edge, pulling me inward to the core of the earth, swallowing my arm and bust, as a tornado would suck in soft landforms. My head drops heavy on the paper. I sit, lay down, my left cheek inside a contour, eyelashes gently sweeping the space between the curved lines like a hatching. A rounded object, I sink into the liquid iron layer of the earth, feel its low frequency humming, the friction between layers as a shock wave across my body, a short circuit between the highlands of my left ear and the crust beneath my soles. I jump to my feet, trying to run. The earth pulls me back. I'm falling on my back. To my right, a wall suddenly splits in half like a negative sculpture, ready to pull me deep beneath the tectonic plates. Earthquake, increasingly precarious balance, tighter and tighter, concentric contours, favourable to all forms of vertigo. No point of support. Truth does not serve anything.
In the contact improvisation workshop, from a standing position, we are bending over from the crown of the head first. Really feeling into the vertebrae as if releasing and moving them one by one through the cervical spine, the thoracic spine, the lumbar spine. There is a point where we release the legs and, bending the knees, move towards the floor until the knees make contact, and placing the hands out in front, we stretch out the spine, leading from the crown. Then we reverse the position. There is something about the spontaneous sensation of the legs straightening out whilst the spine unfolds and extends, which is exquisitely disorientating. Later on, I describe it as flipping my lid.
We are going up 4 floors, 72 steps. I counted them when I lived here, in this now foreign country, edge of the world in an old, incomprehensible form. Back then, the world was unfolding from top to bottom as I went down the stairs, hopping, skipping the last one, not to gain time, but to secretly compete with Nadia and the gymnasts of the Olympic team. Now, every step is a whole world to conquer, every step a victory for my father's old heart. He holds the balustrade tight with one hand, and I follow him from behind, adjusting my steps to his, my breathing too, feeling his bone-tired body in every tense muscle of mine, ready for impact. On the step behind him, my body becomes smaller, dominated by his wide shoulders and the fear, colder than the cement sticking to our souls, filling our mouths, burying us. The gasp for air. How? How can you write from a place that doesn't exist? The only fatherland is the block's stairwell, 72 steps. Greetings from the next to the last.
In Krakow, 20 January 1995, one late afternoon, I set out for the mount I can see at the edge of the city. There is a lot of snow on the ground, and as I get closer, I realize the only access is up a steep path covered with impacted snow. I'm wearing my boots with the soles worn mirror smooth, and the only thing for it is to throw myself up the grassy embankment, at times on all fours. It's hard going, and when I eventually reach the compound that surrounds the mound, dusk is coming on. Access is through a little gate with a ticket booth. It appears that the attendant had quit for the day and was waiting for the bus, but on seeing me arrive, he opens up again and takes my payment. As I cast up the curvilinear paths which crisscross the mound, I'm scared of sliding off the edge of the frozen pass and tumbling down the steep edges. Eventually, I make the summit and confront the word Kościuszko. Etched on the massive boulder, I hunker down and absorb a stunning winter sunset and reflect on how the effort of the journey prepares one to admire great achievements. John Keats wrote in his sonnet to Kościuszko, "Thy great name alone is a full harvest whence to reap high feeling."
The bare feet walk in your footsteps on salt, water, and fire. Lianas and bats gush out of my thighs. Breasts burst with root stalks, fish and honey. 3 hearts are crossing your path. Love, pulsating at the speed of the world's fastest bullet train along neural systems. This is what we are, creatures powered by electrical signals, inhabited by 1 billion bacteria per square centimetre, bodies that take their offspring to kindergarten, feed them stories, tulip bulbs. The battlefield is growing, panoramic, polychrome, like a painting by Van Gogh. Father, give us each day our daily bread, the bacteria of happiness, and forgive us our trespasses. Words last longer than flesh.
Lying on back, impulse to roll shoulders, right arm flat on floor, comes up towards shoulder, tilting head to left, then right, flexing right thigh, feeling pelvis tilt to the right, then opposite, lifting right leg, knee towards solar plexus, right arm lifting from elbow, forearm slanting towards head, then rolling back towards left, side and right, lying on left side, then curling up tight, arms above head, rolling onto front, pushing back, onto heels, flat on, floor, flat on floor, then rolling head under, starting to extend feet and legs out behind. Arranged with the noise to start into the heart.
It takes 42 muscles to smile between poems, and about 700 to write one. Thank you very much.